and it helped me. That's why I started doing it. It helped me get really shredded, and I kept doing it. Just recently, I switched. Maybe in the last month, I switched off doing it.
Money, blue face, honest. Bitches told you I ain't stunned. I turned nothing into something. She ain't foreign, then she born. I can't wait till I be torn. Living normal, so annoying. Diamonds, dancing, Michael Jackson, chandeliers on my ear.
Alright, what is up guys? Back for another video. So today we're going to be talking about tracking calories. Is it necessary for your weight goals, your fitness goals, and whatever it is, losing weight, gaining muscle, anything? Is it necessary? Do you have to track calories to hit your goal, right? First, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Also follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. Everything will be in the description. Just leave a like and subscribe as well. So, tracking calories is talked about a lot. A lot of people have their own opinion on it. A lot of people ask me, like, do you have to track calories? How many calories do I eat a day? All that type of stuff. So tracking calories, for anyone that doesn't know, there's a lot of apps that will help track your calories. Look up track calorie app, and there's a lot. I personally use MyFitnessPal. So I've been tracking calories for a long time, right? So I've been really into like watching what I eat and all that stuff for like a year and a half or so, maybe 2 years. And I use MyFitnessPal, right? So what a calorie tracking app does is, let's say this is candy right here, but so you have this candy right here, has a barcode on it. You would scan the barcode and it would bring up a serving, right? Bring up a serving, you would say you're eating 3 of them, you type in 3 servings and it tells you the calories and the macros, like how many fat, how many sugar, how many carbs, how many protein are in it. And people use those apps to track the calories for the day, and they have a certain calorie goal. So for example, if you were on to eat 3,000 calories a day, you would put all your food into the app, everything you eat in every meal, and it will track your calories for the day, also your macros, so your protein, your carb, your fat, and all of that stuff. And you base your eating off that. You fit it in a certain calorie goal. And some people think they live by it, right? They live by it. They like tracking calories. They like to be organized. They like to make sure that they're really strict on that goal so they can hit their fitness goal, whatever it is, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining muscle, all that stuff, right? So a lot of people are doing that. And the other side, there's some people that do something called intuitive eating. And what intuitive eating is knowing good foods to eat. Like, you know, for example, if you're going to have breakfast, you have some oatmeal, some peanut butter, maybe a banana, and some type of protein, maybe some eggs, maybe some protein powder, some yogurt, something like that, right? So a nice, well-rounded meal, but they don't track it. They just know it's healthy food. They know it's food that's good for them, and they know it's going to keep them full, right? So there's 2 different sides on it. And I'll talk about what my opinion is. I'm not saying this is the right thing, but it's what my opinion is. So I used to be, for the first year and a half of me doing this fitness stuff, posting content, I used to be really strict on tracking calories, and it helped me. That's why I started doing it, and it helped me get really shredded, and I kept doing it. Just recently, I switched. Maybe in the last month, I switched off doing it and going more to intuitive eating, because that's what my girlfriend does. So I'm not saying one thing was right for everybody. Like my girlfriend, my girlfriend like saw me do it, so she tried tracking calories like I did, and she didn't like it. So she did try the intuitive eating thing, and then when she switched from tracking calories to intuitive eating, she actually liked it better. She liked intuitive eating better, and it helped her like lose weight. Her goal is to get like a little bit more cut, a little more lean. And from her switching from counting to intuitive eating, she lost more weight. So it's just a preference. And honestly, since I switched from tracking calories to intuitive eating, I've seen a little bit more progress too. It's because one thing I will say is because I know what to eat. I know what foods are healthy for me, and I know what is right for me, what I should and shouldn't eat. So I know that, and it helped me mentally, because in my opinion, for me at least, when I'm tracking calories, I'm already giving my body and my mind a limit for the day, right? So going into the day, I know I can only eat a certain amount of calories for the day. So it kind of tells your mind like, dang, you can't eat any more food than this, so maybe you get a little bit more hungry, even if you're not hungry, right? Because your mind knows that you can't eat it. But one thing I will say is, if you're a beginner, so if you're just getting into like eating healthy, I would recommend tracking calories for a little bit at least, to figure out what foods are lower calorie, what type of foods you should eat. Because if you go in and do intuitive eating right away, the foods are going to have more calories than you think. Like for example, peanut butter is a healthy food, but for one tablespoon, it's 100 calories, right? So you might eat a lot of peanut butter and not know how much it is. Or for example, let's say, I don't know another example, like guacamole, same thing, right? So healthy foods that are just calorie dense, you might think it's healthy, which it is, but if you don't know how many calories are in it and you're just doing intuitive eating, you might eat too much of it and you're not going to hit your goal, right? So I would recommend, if you're a beginner, to maybe track calories for a little bit, maybe for like a couple months, 5-6 months maybe. Get used to like get into a rhythm, get into like a little routine, knowing what foods are good for you, what foods aren't good for you, and then maybe go into intuitive eating, and then because you know what foods are good for you, and then you can just base your meal off of that, right? So I would recommend beginners to do that, but if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Like I said, it does tell your mind that you can only eat a certain amount of calories. Some people like that though. Some people like limiting themselves because some people know that they'll go overboard if they don't limit themselves, right? So everyone's different. But what I would say from my experience at least, when I went to intuitive eating and not tracking calories, it made me less hungry. Think about food less. Think about a meal less. So what I do for intuitive eating is, right now I'm eating 6 meals a day because I'm trying to gain weight. So I'm eating 6 meals a day already. 6 meals a day on the days I train, 5 meals a day on the days I don't train. And what I base my meals off of, I try to have each meal I have 20 to 30 grams of protein, around like 20 to 40 grams of carbs, around that depending on it, and maybe like 8 grams of fat, 5 grams of fat to like 15 on the high end, right? So like 5 to 15, usually around like 8 to 10 grams of fat. So I base my meals off of that, so it's all gonna be healthy already. If I have 20 to 30 grams of protein in it, 20 to 40 grams of carbs, and maybe like 8 to 10 fat each meal, all those meals are going to be healthy and good for you, and you just base it off of that. And then you don't have to like tell yourself to limit. You can eat your meal, put the stuff in it you want, make sure that it has all those macros on it, and that's what it has helped me mentally to not worry about it, and it's just more enjoyable. It makes eating food more enjoyable. One thing I did realize when I was tracking calories is that it made me get a bad relationship with food. Food kind of became just something that I eat to hit a calorie goal. I didn't enjoy it as much. So it makes you, intuitive eating gives you a little bit more freedom. Even when I go out to eat, like for example, me and my girlfriend just went out to eat the other day. We went to Chili's, fire, I love Chili's. And we got some chips and guac to begin with. So it's not the healthiest, right? It's not the healthiest, but instead of getting, what I usually get at Chili's is like some like chicken crispers and a bacon chicken ranch quesadilla. That's what I usually get, right? So instead, I just got some shrimp pasta, right? Shrimp pasta, protein, carbs, a little bit of cheese for the fat, healthy, right? So I was still able to eat out and like intuitive eat, know that the chips and guac wasn't that healthy because it's a lot of fat from the guac, and the chips aren't the healthiest either. So I got some shrimp pasta instead, healthy. I don't have to feel guilty about eating out. But when I was tracking calories beforehand, I used to hate eating out because I always knew that I can't track my calories, and it made me stressed out, right? So I'm not saying that intuitive eating is right for everybody. It's just that my girlfriend likes it. I've seen a lot of people like it a little bit better. But I like I said, if you don't know what types of food are healthy and what types of food aren't healthy, I wouldn't recommend doing intuitive eating until you know what type of foods are and aren't healthy. So maybe start off tracking calories for a little bit, figure out what foods you like that are also healthy and good for you, and then go into intuitive eating. But like I said, everyone has their own thing. Everyone likes their own way. Some people like being more strict. Some people like have a little bit more freedom. So the answer to the question about should you track calories is it depends. It depends for everybody else. But what I would recommend is start tracking calories if you're new, and then maybe go into intuitive eating after. But it's all about eating healthy food, man. All about the quality of the food. And I promise you, if you put good quality food into your body, you're gonna see the results. I promise you. Like I tell everyone this that asks me questions about like what you should eat. If you focus on eating 1 gram of protein per body weight, so if you weigh 150 pounds, eating 150 grams of protein. If you make that your main goal, I promise you're going to see progress because protein fills you up. So if you're eating a lot of your meals have 20-30 grams of protein in it, you're not going to have time to fit in that unhealthy stuff or have the room because that protein is going to fill you up. So it's all about the quality of the food. If you're just starting, maybe track your calories and just focus on hitting 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight, and I promise you're going to see progress. So up to you, make your decision. Just eat healthy food, and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was good information for you guys. Leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Everything will be in the description. Follow your dreams, man.
I was down broken, I was on my last year. Now I get cash, yeah. 200 on the dash, yeah. Told them my dreams and them niggas, they laughed, yeah. That was like last year. Now they some fans, yeah.